I have struggled with my mental health since I was young, and having spent the last 15 years working on myself, there is so much I have learned that I would love to share with you. I have had to build myself from being a drug addict, a porn addict, a hardcore drinker, someone who was drowning in debt, constantly living in fear and anxiety from the minute I woke up. People pleasing to win approval as I never loved myself, binge eating to feel good and tackling massive insecurities about my body. I am not one of these self-help gurus who have bullshitted their way into the limelight but never actually walked the walk. I am not someone who has conducted research but never actually been a participant. Through this channel, I hope to push you with simple weekly challenges that over time will accumulate and help you grow and finally challenge the true underlying beliefs that hold you back in life. I hope through watching my videos, you can relate my experiences back to yourself and in turn, tackle your problems in a new way. This is not going to be an easy process because I tried looking for that for years and years. I promise you, I have lived through the lowest of lows, days when I could not pick myself up, days when I would scream and just cry at myself asking why I cannot change, and telling the drowning negative voice in my head to just fuck off. I will be releasing videos weekly talking through key areas that you need to focus on. It would be great to read about anything you can relate to, so please do leave your comments below. I want this page to be a community of friends with no judgments, as each person's problem is personal to the individual. On a side note, as part of my strategy when I was getting over my drug addiction, I had to get away from my environment. So I traveled to a remote village in India and lived in an orphanage with over 50 children. That was an experience I will never forget. And when I left, I felt this purpose in my life to one day help orphaned and underprivileged children in developing countries. I wasn't sure when, because I had a lot of work to do to build myself, but now having had children, I have never been more driven. I hope with the support and growth of this channel, I will be able to fund and build my first school. I hope to provide both housing and education to orphaned and underprivileged children, which I will document all the way, and I hope you will follow me on this journey. Right, so let's get started. Having tried so many ways to tackle changing my life, I realize all the work that needs to be done is stored away in the subconscious mind. No matter how hard I tried to motivate myself, jump on willpower or be disciplined, nothing changed because I was working against the deeper layers of the subconscious mind, the hardest thing you and I will ever have to do. I spent years and years going from one self-help book to another, one self-help guru to another, trying to change. For over 10 years, every time I found someone new that I thought could help me, I would go and buy a brand new notebook, sit down and watch hours of their presentations, taking down as many notes as I could, but then never actually act upon any of it. You might have done this yourself. I have so many notebooks, all with specific dates that I started each one. The front page of each notebook will read, "The day I changed myself," and inside, I would have listed where I am now and where I want to be. I would even write down my bank balance and the debt I had. Looking back through them, it's crazy to see. I had almost the same things noted from 2009 all the way to 2021. Even the money in my bank was very similar, and the debt, no matter how much I got rid of, would accumulate back and I would be in the same place again. This is undeniable proof that you will forever stay in the same state of mind, environment and circumstances until you work on what you have deep inside your subconscious mind. I cannot emphasize how hard true self-development is, because you have to delve into what we have buried and suppressed since childhood, some of which you will not remember or maybe not want to remember. But one thing I can guarantee you is that the majority of the work comes from traumas and life experiences you faced during your early childhood. Of course, there could be positive beliefs that exist, but the strength of the negative has such strong roots. And if you think about the number of years you have been adding to this negative foundation, replaying back the same thoughts and actions catered around your negative beliefs, with your mind constantly focusing your attention on finding more examples to show back to you in your day-to-day life to back up the negative belief that you hold. The most common negative belief in this world is the belief, I am not enough. We all live in a world built on an education system which we go through from childhood. All it would take for this to be installed in you is a result or grade which was frowned upon by a parent, sibling or peer, or a comparison made about you and someone else. This may seem so insignificant to you now, but imagine as a child bringing back a grade you worked for and a parent not praising your effort, but criticizing or shaming you. This would then plant a seed in your belief system that you are not enough, regardless of the effort you had put in. I have to be very clear on this. Trauma at childhood does not have to be something extreme like abuse or violence. Of course, those traumas are so damaging and you can never take away the overwhelming effect that will have. But in childhood, even the smallest things will be seen through your lens as something catastrophic, which in turn will add meaning as you desperately try to make sense of the world at such a young age. So let's get started on changing you. The first exercise I would like you to do is to understand your habits. Before we can start understanding our thoughts, we first have to work on more obvious actions and build up the high reps before stepping up for the heavy weights. On a day-to-day basis, just for a week, note down the actions you take that do not benefit or add value to your life. You do not need to go into too much detail, simply just write down on something like your phone. Every time you spot an action that has a negative impact on your life, this could be a list like below: smoked a cigarette, watched porn, took drugs, biting my nails, binged on crap food, whining or complaining. You can see how simple you have to keep it, and you don't need to note down times or anything. I just want you to become conscious and aware when you are doing it. By tracking this on a daily basis for a week, you will see how often you are repeating the same set of actions in a day which do not have a positive impact on your life. Even though you could feel you have complete control over these actions and that you could not do it if you wanted to, you are only lying to yourself. This is something that is governed by your subconscious mind and is simply just the first layer of many. In the next video, we will build on this, but please do not see this exercise as something too simple to have an impact. I am someone who thought like this for over 10 years, believing the simple things are too little to have a big impact. But I promise you, just starting to have conscious awareness of your actions is the best start you could have to becoming the best version of yourself. Thank you for listening, and I can't wait to speak with you again next week. In the meantime, please like and subscribe to my channel so you are aware of my next video and can join me on this journey, remembering what my mission is with this channel. I look forward to speaking to you soon, my friend.